afternoon and welcome to the news update. I am Joy Egbo. The All Progressive Congress governors and leaders of the party in Edo South Zone have endorsed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president for a second term in office. The position of the South governors and leaders of the ruling party was conveyed by the governor of Cross River State, Basi Otu, during APC's governor of Cross River State, Basi Otu, during APC's stakeholder interactive session in Benin City, Edo State. Good luck, and Nahini reports.
The event, attended by prominent figures from the South-South geopolitical zone, who in their various submissions extolled the leadership qualities of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They said he deserves another opportunity to continue his renewed hope agenda in 2027 in order to solidify his developmental strides and put the country on the path of continuous growth.
Never been a time in the history of our country that we have a president that is changing, is reforming and changing all the sectors.
Mr. President was careful enough to put together people that are willing to make that difference.
The way and manner the oil subsidy was going on, if we had continued with that, we would not have been able to succeed.
They highlighted various reforms currently underway in Nigeria, including the student loan initiative and the exemption of low-income earners from tax payments. Referencing these key achievements of the current administration, they passed a vote of confidence on both Governor Monday Okpebholo and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
There is no one, no state, no local government that is not benefiting from President Bola Ahmed scholarship loan, which you can only pay back if you get a job.
We want to salute you for all the lives that you have touched.
We're also very impressed with the infrastructure, the developments.
Governor Okpebholo lauded the president for his courage in taking tough decisions that have proven to be beneficial for the nation's growth and development.
We have a working president, a man with big heart, a man that truly loves this country. So, Edo, we are ready.
The cultural troupe of Edo and Cross River State performed to the admiration of guests. In Benin, good luck, Inaini, NTA News.
And now to sermon in churches. For one to enjoy peace of mind in his or her household, one must hold on to Jesus Christ, who is the Prince of Peace. The General Overseer of Christ Chosen Church of God International, Senior Apostle David Nwefe, stated this in his sermon this Sunday. Jude Abugo reports.
In his sermon, the spiritual leader urged the congregation to make Jesus Christ their Lord and personal Savior. He assured them that God of heaven will not forsake them and their households. He called on those yet to give their lives to God to do so before it is too late.
The decision you take in life can make you to be good or to become bad. Or to become a beggar, go ahead. But God said, I know the thought I think towards you, thought of peace, not of evil, and how to bring you to expected end. Today in our society, I see most of our youths towing the wrong path, and it bothers me a lot. That you see a young man have no regard or respect to the elderly once again. Men and women of Edo State of Nigeria choose the right path. I want all of us here present, those hear the sound of my voice, let us come back from our evil ways and choose life. That evil way leads to death.
Highlights of the service include birthday Thanksgiving by Aharase Idubo. Meanwhile, the ESA of Benin Kingdom, Chief Sam Igbe, paid a happy birthday visit to the spiritual leader of the church within the week. In Benin, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
Christians have been charged to show gratitude to God through sacrifices that are pleasing to Him. Vincent Opere gave the charge during the mid-year harvest Thanksgiving of Deliverance Holy Mission International Church held at the church headquarters. The report.
Referencing 2 Chronicles 1:6-12, Proverbs 3:9-10, and 2 Corinthians 9:6-9, Prophet Opere says, a heartfelt thanksgiving and worthy offerings reflects one's true value before God. He told the congregation that failing to honor God could hinder divine blessings, noting that while God is everywhere, His presence is not manifested everywhere.
We Christians ought to be an example. When we look at who God is to us, we should understand that the value we have and the value we place our God is resonated in our sacrifice which we are going to give to Him. Anyone that refuses to thank God, who is able to give you His blessings according to His riches in glory, I wonder where else can they go for their own blessing.
Highlights of the service include prophetic prayers for peace in Edo State, Thanksgiving presentations led by the Carpenter's Dream Households family, and special choir renditions. Meanwhile, the Bible Society of Nigeria, Edo area, will hold the grand finale of its International Bible Week celebration next Sunday at the Deliverance Holy Mission International Headquarters in Benin.
Christians are bound to be a part of the end-time army who have the mandate to rescue people from the kingdom of darkness. Founder Christian Brethren Ministry, Pastor Obiokeke, stated this during the Sunday service. Obel Preside reports.
Pastor Obiokeke's sermon titled The End Time Army of God was buttressed with biblical texts from Corinthians, Romans, Colossians, and Psalm. She highlighted the attributes of the end-time army to include dedication to all things spiritual. Pastor Obiokeke explained that the world is waiting for men and women of God to begin to manifest His will and purpose on earth.
People of God, the end-time army is a mighty and unstoppable army. I said they are what? They are mighty and unstoppable what? Army. They are great and mighty people that has never been any like them in the history of earth. That is a set of people that Bible described in book of 1 Corinthians 2 verse 9. Bible says that I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have ye entered heart of a man. The thing which God did what? Prepare for people that did what? People that love Him. Not people that come to church, but people that do what? Love Him. People that practice the word of God. Bible said the creation is waiting for the manifestation of sons of God.
Prayers, prophetic declarations, and thanksgiving rounded off the service. In Benin, Obehio Preside, NT News.
The General Overseer of Christ Star Ministry, Reverend Jacob Igebo, has advised young people to seek divine wisdom as key to their spiritual growth and success in life. This was his message during the Church Youth Cultural Day this Sunday. The report.
Speaking on the topic, Power of Wisdom, Reverend Igebo urged Christians to turn to God for wisdom that builds, guides, and sustains. He warned against distorted judgment, noting that divine direction, like that given to Solomon, prevents obstacles. He emphasized that obedience to God brings prosperity, and those who embrace wisdom enjoy happiness. Reverend Igebo described wisdom as more valuable than material wealth.
Wisdom adds, it does not minus. Wisdom gives direction, it does not misdirect. That is why everyone must be full of wisdom. In all your way, reverend God, He will direct all your paths. Until you reverend God, you are not of Him. He who you obey is your master. Who is your master? Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the one that have gotten understanding. man that is successful in life is the man that listens to instructions. The instruction of your life, how have you taken it? Are you living like a fool or a wise man? A wise man get the right things from God. A foolish man despises it all.
Prayers and prophetic declarations brought the service to a close. In Benin, Joy Ego.
And away from churches, now to education. Issues that affect families, future generations, and male fertility were the focus of the 344th inaugural lecture of the University of Benin, delivered by a professor of clinical chemistry, Professor Matthias Emokpai. The report stated the lecturer called for urgent attention to rapid decline in sperm counts in men.
With the theme disappearing sperm, it's even worse than what you think. Professor Matthias Obiodun revealed that global sperm counts have dropped by more than 50% since the 1970s. He said that the rate at which the decline is increasing is alarming. He pointed that lifestyle, environmental pollution, and lack of awareness are major factors to decline in sperm counts. He described the situation as public health emergency that requires immediate action, especially in countries such as Nigeria, where fertility challenges increase daily but ignored.
We observe that men are producing poor and poorer sperms every day. From the studies we've been doing, it has been consistent. Decline has been consistent. So we are saying that it must be addressed. It is true that in Nigeria you might have overpopulation, but infertility coexists with fertility, and the two of them have to be addressed. If it is not addressed, it is, like I said, better imagined than experienced.
The Vice Chancellor represented commended the inaugural lecturer for drawing attention of relevant stakeholders to the public health challenge, while some participants speak on the gain of the lecture.
This lecture has told us today, which is already coming up, that the male also are major contributors as to whether a marriage has children or not.
The primary message home is lifestyle matters, and not all infertility problems should be attributed to women.
Every family must begin to pay attention to how they live their life, because it has implications.
The government of Nigeria or policymakers will take this issue of reproductive health very seriously, because the danger is very imminent.
Professor Matthias Abiodun Emokpae is a professor of clinical chemistry, Department of Medical Laboratory Science, School of Basic Medical Sciences, College of Medical Sciences, University of Benin. In Benin, Joy.
In Benin City, a bold literary initiative took center stage as Abundance Igben, a 400-level student of Benson Idahosa University, launched her debut book, Chapter 17. The book launch, hosted by Silco Integrated Services, also featured discussions on child and teenage molestation. Victor Odwala has details of this report.
With the theme, Breaking the Circle of Child and Teenage Molestation, the Place of the Parents and Society, the conference brought together panelists, students, activists to champion the awareness and advocacy to end child molestation. Expert insights from the panelists stressed the shared responsibility of both family and society in safeguarding children.
People think it's only when sex is involved that when there's molestation. It's an activity that is not approved by the victim, whether the victim say yes, whether the victim say no. As long as the victim is under 18, that person has been abused sexually.
We should listen, because if we don't listen, people out there will tell them what is not right.
Exactly.
It's happening. A student of mine was contemplating becoming a lesbian.
Parents need to understand that this thing is prevalent in society, 1. 2, they need to know, they need to go back to the drawing board where they make their kids their friends.
The event was made most impactful as musical performances, spoken words, and a debate between students of two schools on the topic, who is responsible for raising a child, the family or society, sparked thoughtful dialogue among attendees.
It taught me about the importance of speaking out about any abuse or molestation, and it also taught me about the importance of healing after every event. And we also taught me that I cannot heal by myself. I have to reach out to people.
This coming from a girl that people didn't give any chance is amazing, and from the testimony of people today, from the panelists to everyone that spoke today, of course you will agree with me that she's done an amazing job.
For the author, the launch of chapter 17 was more than a book unveiling.
When I wanted to write this book, the general stereotype was, oh, you are 19, you need to focus on school, you need to do da-da-da-da. And I'm like, true, I'm 19. True, I'm still in school. But then when God puts a purpose in your heart, or in your hands rather, He gives you the means to actually carry out those purposes.
The event was a rallying cry for community action against child molestation. In Benin, Victor Oduola, NTA News.
And that's all for the news update. To join us at 7 for the main news. Good afternoon.